AI agents are finally here. Microsoft made some incredible announcements at a recent keynote in London, one of them being the ability to create autonomous AI agents in Copilot Studio by simply describing the agent you want to build in your natural language. Anthropic also released something similar called Computer Use. This is a new feature in beta right now that allows Claude to literally control your computer. It can do anything from coding to searching the web to even filling out forms on your behalf. We have officially entered the AI agent era. Next, on top of Computer Use, Anthropic also announced a new upgraded version of Claude 3.5 Sonnet and a new model Claude 3.5 Haiku. Haiku outperforms GPT-4o Mini, and the new 3.5 Sonnet absolutely dominates current state-of-the-art AI models on benchmarks. Lastly, Runway introduces Act-One, a new way to generate expressive character performances. This model turns a video of someone acting into any character you want while capturing the emotion and expression almost perfectly. We'll take a look at some demos they posted. To be honest, they're way better than I expected. So a couple of days ago, Microsoft's AI CTO Satya Nadella introduced AI agents in Copilot Studio. These are AI agents that you can build yourself to automate certain low-level operations like reading through emails, scheduling appointments, and more. Here's a demo that gives you a sense of how these agents work, and later we'll take a look at how you can actually build these agents for yourself.
I'm sure many of us are familiar with McKinsey & Company, one of the most successful management consulting firms on the planet. Now for McKinsey, client experience is literally everything, and they're always working hard to ensure that they're streamlining and improving every touch point with their clients. So imagine our delight when they agreed to partner with us to use Copilot Studio to create an autonomous agent to streamline a portion of that client experience. Let's take a look. It all starts with an incoming email from a prospective client, much like you see on the screen right here. Now, previously, they had had people on the back end essentially receiving these emails, parsing through them, and figuring out what to do next. Who should it be routed to? What expertise did they have in the firm? But this is where the autonomous agent comes in. Now, an email comes in, and the agent springs into action. What you see here is that it will begin to parse out the email, moving through the ambiguity of human language to, for instance, find out what the engagement's about, to check the engagement history, to also map it to their industry standard terms, and then finally to try and find the right person to take the next step within the firm. With all of this information in hand, the agent then goes about writing an email that takes all of this information and summarizes it for the receiving partner. And what you see on the screen is exactly that. In comes a whole bunch of human-written email. The agent processes it, summarizes it, and sends it to the right partner in the firm to take that very next step. Now, it's worth pausing for just a moment here to reflect on what you're seeing. It happens so fast, you might miss it. But essentially, this agent has been given a loose set of instructions, kind of like you would to a human, and it deals with all of the messiness of human communication, figuring out what the right next touch point is for the customer. Now, this is magic, but it's only half of the magic, because now we're going to go behind the scenes to see how easy it is to actually create an agent just like this.
So just before we get into how to actually build these AI agents, I wanted to mention that these agents use models like OpenAI's O1 to actually be able to reason and complete tasks. It seems like right around the time we got OpenAI's O1 model and saw a massive leap ahead in reasoning is when functional AI agents arrived. Of course, this is still the very beginning. These AI agents are still very limited in what they can do, but this is the worst they will ever be. I can't even imagine what they will look like in 5 years. Anyways, here's how to actually build these AI agents in Copilot Studio.
Here you see that we have programmed up with McKinsey the agent, but not using a sophisticated programming language, instead using natural language, the same way that you would tell a colleague to get ready to do this task. You also see that what makes this agent autonomous is that we can set what's called a trigger. In this case, the trigger is set to watch an email address and to react immediately when an email comes in. But in fact, you can set it to look for events across a whole wide range of systems, sitting there working for you 24/7, waiting for an event to come that gets it going. You also, just like a regular human colleague, add knowledge. Here we see a Word document, a SharePoint site, and a database about engagements. But of course, you can add additional knowledge sources. That includes line of business systems like SAP or ServiceNow, or even databases. And finally, to finish up what you give this agent to do its work, you give it a set of actions. And we saw those in the flow. These are actions that include things like pulling out the relevant information or summarizing what a human has written. All of this together makes the agent powerful because it can deal, again, with all of that ambiguity that a human throws at it.
It seems very straightforward and easy to create your own agent, and on their website they even show here that you can simply describe what you want your agent to do in your natural language. There's only so many tasks these agents can actually do right now. Again, they're still very limited, but just the ability to literally create an AI agent from text, kind of like AI text to image or text to video, I guess you could call it AI text to agent. You can imagine how powerful this will be 5 or 10 years down the line when these agents are a lot better and more capable. Finally, you can also of course scale this up and have dozens or potentially even hundreds of AI agents working for you, all doing their own massive list of tasks simultaneously as they show here. Now, Anthropic also released their own AI agents this week. They released a new feature in beta called Computer Use. This new feature or capability allows Claude to literally control your computer. I already made an entire video covering this that'll pop up on screen right now, so I won't be going into too much detail, but here's a quick demo.
What we're going to do is ask Claude to look at the spreadsheet, check if equipment is in there, and if not, move over to the CRM and try and find some more information there. Once it has this data, Claude's going to then fill out the form for us and hopefully transfer the information across to the vendor form. The first thing that's going to happen is Claude's going to start taking screenshots of my screen and quickly realizes that the Ant equipment company isn't actually in the spreadsheet. So the first thing it does is it swaps over to a CRM and searches for the company we're interested in. Luckily, we get a search match, and Claude then starts scrolling through the page, looking for all the information it needs to fill out this form. Claude then autonomously starts transferring the information across without me having to do anything, and goes through the steps and fills out all the information needed. And then submits the form.
Claude can also browse the web autonomously with this new feature, planning you trips or events using real-time information as they show in this demo. Again, just to reiterate, we're in the very early stages of AI agents. It's crazy to see that they're actually here right now, but don't expect them to be any good until at least next year. Anthropic themselves, amidst this feature, still has a lot of issues. For example, during one of their coding demos, the model decided to all of a sudden stop everything it's doing, go to Google, and look up pictures of Yellowstone National Park. They have no idea why it did this. Maybe it was just tired of coding, but the point is these AI agents are not completely reliable yet. Now, on top of this new feature, Anthropic also announced an upgraded Claude 3.5 Sonnet model and a new Claude 3.5 Haiku model. The new Claude 3.5 Sonnet leads all frontier models in virtually every benchmark. It blows GPT-4o out of the water in reasoning and only loses out to Gemini 1.5 Pro in math. But it says here 4-shot COT or chain of thought prompting, meaning Gemini was tested on its 4th response as opposed to Claude on the very first try. What really stands out here though is its score of 49% on the SWE Bench Verified. The SWE Bench Verified is a benchmark that tests AI models' performance on solving real-world software engineering issues on GitHub. It's leading right now with 49%, being the highest score ever scored on this benchmark. You might remember that coding agent Devin from earlier this year. It went pretty viral for scoring a supposed 13.86% on this benchmark, which at the time was unheard of. Now, of course, only 6 or 7 months later, we have a ton of models scoring higher than that, and we're soon gonna crack 50%. Then Anthropic also released a new model, Claude 3.5 Haiku. For its small size, it does pretty well on benchmarks, especially reasoning, even beating out GPT-4o mini, and of course agentic tool use as well. So it seems like AI models are getting a lot better at reasoning. I mean, we have models that can literally think now with OpenAI's O1, and it's what's making AI agents possible. I expect to see OpenAI release something soon with exceptional agentic capabilities, since they're already powering Microsoft's Copilot agents with their O1 model, so they clearly have the ability to do it. In fact, here's a clip of OpenAI themselves hinting at agentic capabilities coming to ChatGPT. Take a look.
Let's touch on what's next. We are planning to make several updates to these models over the coming months. We plan to continue developing and releasing models in the new OpenAI O1 series, as well as our GPT series. In addition to model updates, we expect to add web browsing, file and image uploading, and other features to make them more useful in use cases in ChatGPT. And while even today you are able to switch between models in the same conversation like you saw in the demo, we're working to enable ChatGPT to automatically choose the right model for your given prompt. In terms of model updates, we've already started to test and run evals on OpenAI O1, which is the next iteration in this following this research preview. Compared to O1 preview, users can expect more powerful reasoning model that is even better at coding and math, as you can see in these evals where O1 represents the orange bar. We look forward to making O1 available to customers as it will build on the use cases we saw today and likely unlock more use cases with its powerful reasoning capabilities.
In other AI news, Stability AI introduces Stable Diffusion 3.5. This open release includes multiple variants that are highly customizable for their size, run on consumer hardware, and are free for both commercial and non-commercial use. Here are 3 examples they posted on their websites of images it generated. The prompt for the first one is photo of 3 potions. The first potion is blue with the label mana. The second potion is red with the label health. The third is green with the label poison. Old apothecary. Apothecary? As you can see, it's exceptionally detailed and very accurate. I won't read the other 2, but you get the point. Another big announcement from this week was Ideogram's Canvas. Today we're introducing Ideogram Canvas, an infinite creative board for organizing, generating, editing, and combining images. This is an entirely new interface with built-in AI tools like Magic Fill or Extend, which completely changes the game for editing. You can now take real images or even AI-generated images and further customize them using AI, opening up a ton of creative possibilities. Here's a demo of the Magic Fill feature where a little kid is added to this picture of a dog in seconds, and all the user had to do is type in girl kissing her dog. Now we gotta talk about Runway's Act-One because this was pretty insane. So Act-One is essentially an AI model that creates live action and animated content using video and voice performances as input. So an actor would act out a scene, record it, and feed it to this model, which will then turn them into an animated character or live action character while maintaining the emotion and expression. This honestly looks really good. I mean, this could significantly speed up video creation and animation especially, and also just makes it possible for more people. Here's a quick clip of a live action scene generated using this model. Both characters were acted out by the same guy.
You really think you can just walk away from all this?
I have to. There's no other choice.
There's always a choice. You just don't like the alternatives.
What would you have me do? Stay? Just watch it all crumble around me?
It's what you signed up for. It's what we all signed up for.
I signed up to make a difference. I'm not just trying to be a cog in the machine.
You think leaving will solve anything?
It's a start.
So it seems like soon anyone will be able to create their own personalized content with the help of AI, and once we do get to that point, do you think people will be creating and watching their own personalized movies, or do you think people will still primarily consume the content of others? Let me know what you think in the comments. On the topic of AI video generation, there was a brand new video arena created recently by Artificial Analysis, which pits a bunch of AI video models against each other to find out which one's the best. Here is the arena. I'll make sure to link it in the description, but as you can see, you get 2 options to choose from, both videos generated using the same prompt, and you decide which one you think is better. It's actually kind of fun to do, and it's also helpful because it helps them figure out which model is the best. Right now, Hailuo AI is in first place with 1106 ELO, Runway is not far behind, followed by Kuishu's Kling and Luma Labs Dream Machine. So we'll definitely be referring back to this in the future whenever we get a new state-of-the-art video model. Finally, to end off the video, our last piece of news for today is the XAI API is now live. Great to see XAI competing with OpenAI and Anthropic, and obviously great news for developers. It'll be interesting to see what people create with a more unfiltered model like Grok. Anyways, that's all the AI news for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on future AI news just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button.